Welcome back to Whiskey Sports, episode 2. I'm here with my guy Rhett. How you feeling after week 1, man?
A lot of entertaining games, a lot of entertaining ones and a lot of just straight up duds. A lot
Yep.
of surprising teams and a lot of teams that I think were duds. It was a it was a first weekend. You had the mix of emotions there. The good ones and the bad ones and the overreactions, of course, even by the AP poll as you said came out just a few hours ago, and I'll get more into that. But I think really our first really two games that we were talking about was for Thursday night. Your lock of the week, mortal lock, was West Virginia +8.
Stamped it.
They got it by 1 point, even though probably should not even have been. They should have won the freaking game.
Should have won the game. No question.
What happened to that wideout? I mean, it was right there in his hands. Picks it. Like, you gotta catch that freaking. This isn't even a you gotta catch that ball. I could go pick up a local over here. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so the Marist High School, grab a kid, throw him on the field, and they would have caught the ball. Maybe even a 10-year-old. Like, come on, that
Man,
was he hit him right there.
I have a friend that's a West Virginia fan, graduated from West Virginia, and I told him today, I said, y'all didn't lose that game. The wide receivers lost that game for you. The wide receivers were absolutely brutal. If I'm the head coach, I'm firing the wide receiving coach. He's not even getting on the plane back to West Virginia. Um, the West Virginia, I mean,
I don't blame the wide receiver coach for that play.
they
Like,
all,
he's got
dude,
to catch the ball.
all game. They drop. I
Yeah.
mean, JT Daniel was throwing dimes, and I mean, he probably had at least two, three, maybe four, 35, 45 yards plus catches, and they were just dropping them. I mean, he was putting them right in the breadbasket, dropped him, and then at the very end, fourth and inches, you're averaging what 8 to 12 yards a carry, and you punt it. Now, don't get me
That was
wrong.
brutal.
Don't get me wrong. They punted. They went back to the 1 yard line and they drove 99 yards to tie it. I'm okay with it because if he does go for it and they don't get it, he's criticized. So whatever decision he made, he was getting criticized. So I was okay with it. Looking back now, I'd say, hey, go for it.
I
But
mean, I think first game of the year in a rivalry game, you're not going to go like 11-0 or 11-1 or 12-0.
you got to take
Why
risks.
not? I mean, you're away. Pittsburgh, and I will be the first to say I didn't really think Pittsburgh had a home field advantage, but that night they did. They were loud, they were there, and I know a lot of WVU fans showed up too. But I think you just put the nail in the coffin right there.
I agree.
You
Yeah.
get, you got. I mean, it's inches, man. You got to trust your team,
Yep.
and I'd say that even if it was Tennessee in that situation or anybody else.
Yep.
I
And,
don't know, man.
shit happens.
It was a great game
They did
though.
everything they could coming back. It was a great throw at the end. He did drop it, but there's really nowhere else for him to put it. Uh,
Yeah.
I like West Virginia, and I still do, and we'll get into that in just a bit.
I mean, I don't know if I like West Virginia. They went 6-7 last year. They
They're a
don't.
lot better than what they have been.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I think they played really good, and they should have won the game. But it's time will tell on who we think
Yeah,
on who's good. You just can't overreact to the first week. That's what I've always said.
that's
And
true.
I will have some overreactions in here because I'm a hypocrite. But
I will say their zone defense is disgusting, absolutely
yeah.
terrible.
Well, they should have done if they would have done what Pitt did, which Pitt they blitzed a lot. Now Pitt's defense still didn't play very well, but they still showed different things. Blitzing a lot, doing this. If they did that against Kendon Slovis, there was at times I thought I was like, is he even a quarterback? Like, he just didn't look good when they brought pressure, but they didn't bring pressure very much.
Yeah.
And when they let him just sit back there in the pocket, he was actually pretty darn good. So hopefully, and we'll get into it later. Hopefully, my Vols see that on film though and take advantage of it. But the other game that day was the Vols against Ball State.
I
They
was
did
gonna
what they
say,
were supposed to do.
yep.
I'm not going to underreact or overreact. They just did what they were supposed to do, and then we'll get into the game next week. But I'll go into a more analysis on what I think is going to happen when we actually get into the Pittsburgh Tennessee game next week, which probably one of the biggest games of the weekend. I don't know of another game that's ranked two ranked. There's a few two ranked team games, but for the directional uh, for the directional area of the program, this could be huge for both teams, for Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Um, And then next we would, I think, I don't know if we even did really anything for Friday. Let's see here. I mean, TCU Colorado is pretty much a
It
beat
was
down.
mostly just the big games.
But Saturday, I mean, I woke up, I was excited watching game day, even though I don't think Lee Corso is all there, and I feel bad for him, and I don't even know why they have him out there anymore. But
I thought he had a green screen behind him, to be honest with you. I didn't realize that
no.
they're actually back there doing whatever they were doing.
So when they came to Tennessee, what I didn't know before in that college game day comes in and they have a big old like bug screen almost
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and no you can't really see it on TV.
No.
But they have that. But Georgia, Oregon, I mean,
It makes me so happy.
geez, I mean that
So
was
happy.
as much that was I mean it was like I was watching Tennessee Ball State or USC and whoever they played. Like it was so bad. It wasn't even a competition. It looked like Oregon rolled out there and it was a JV team. And of course, like we said last week, Bo Nix just
Oh, Knicks.
just can't do it, man.
Period.
I don't
Period.
know. I don't understand why these teams consistently, whether it's Bo Nix or a Jarrett Garantano or backup right now, Joe Milton for Tennessee. Like why do we keep giving these players chance after chance after chance? Yes, the talent is there, but it doesn't. He's not good. That's
I
it.
I personally heard and have seen that Bo Nix's dad was paying for his son to play. Now I don't know if he's doing that at Oregon. I don't know what Oregon has on their roster for backups. But if that's all you got, y'all aren't going to have a good year.
Well,
Period.
also give him this. I mean, Bo Nix is terrible, but put any other quarterback there, and they're getting dominated either
No
way.
question.
I
No.
mean, they were just overmatched.
Yeah, their defense were just ball hawking all night. There's nothing they could have
And
done.
again, I don't like to overreact, but because Oregon may just be really bad, but Stetson Bennett looked the part.
He did.
Stetson was slinging the football, man. He's really improved,
Man.
and like he's somewhere where I'm like, okay, last year he was kind of mediocre at times, but I really do think that second half of the championship after he fumbled against Bama, and then brought him straight back down there and threw a couple dimes. That might have. I'm scared. That might have given him all the confidence in the world because he looked really good
He did.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And with their schedule, the only two teams they really got left is Kentucky and Tennessee.
And
I mean, they're
Auburn.
going to go 12 and
And
0.
Auburn. And Auburn.
Yeah.
Count us out.
I just don't see anybody coming close to beating them this year, especially when Tennessee is in Athens. I guess they do have to go to Kentucky, but I mean, honestly, we can talk about Kentucky. They didn't look very good. Will Levis looked really bad.
Who'd they even play?
So they
I didn't
played,
even realize they played this weekend, to be honest with you.
yeah, they played, and they were only up like 3 points at half. It was kind of like the South Carolina game. They played Miami of Ohio. They won 37-13, but they really did struggle. Levis was like 35 in QBR, second to last in the SEC, last being Spencer Rattler, another one of those guys that just doesn't seem like he's doing it, but the teams and everybody just keeps eating the cereal. I don't know. I don't know.
I think Spencer looked fine. I thought he looked fine.
He had the worst QBR in the SEC and almost in the
No
nation.
way, no way he had it behind TJ Finley.
Maybe. Yeah.
Hey, Robbie
Do
Ashford.
you realize? Do you realize?
Robbie Ashford was first. Auburn.
Do you realize he also threw 2 interceptions and it was 14-14 at halftime?
South Carolina?
Yes.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
They were tied 14-14 at half, and Georgia State was driving. They got a sack, fumble, touchdown to go up 21-14, and then they took all the momentum. But yeah,
Let's not count out Georgia State now.
no,
That's a tough game to put on your schedule. I don't want to play them.
But Spencer Rattler shouldn't be doing what he was doing.
That's true as well. That's true as well. Especially
I could care. Yeah, Tennessee's lost him before, but we were terrible. South Carolina was supposed to come in here, lion ears, Spencer Rattler, 10-2. Like, come on now.
Well, Nick's technically lost to him, but TJ Finley said
Spencer Rattler they were saying he was the second best QB in the SEC behind Bryce Young coming into the year.
very true. Very true.
You don't do what you did right there. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to, maybe I am overreacting a little bit, but I was just kind of proving a point. I've been saying this whole time, if he can't succeed at Oklahoma, how is he going to, in the easiest offense to succeed, and how is he going to succeed, in South Carolina? So we'll see. They got a big game next week against Arkansas. So that should be a good game. To end the night, I'm going to talk about more games, but we had the big Florida upset over Utah.
That was
I need to
massive,
hear your
man.
thoughts on that one.
Florida came to play. One, it's hard to play in the swamp, man. That's why I think SEC is the best, conference there is. It's tough to play away. Or I'm sorry, tough to play. Yeah, I guess tough to play away. And Utah heard it, and they were loud, and their quarterback still played well. Just got beat at the last second. He tried to force a touchdown in the last second to win a game, and just made a little mistake. It happens, especially early in the season, but I think Utah will bounce back. I don't think it's gonna. I think it'll make them better. Florida's going to get a little overhyped now because they beat the number 7 team at home, which, whatever. We're going to see how good they are in a couple weeks, but Utah's going to be fine. I still think they win the Pac-12.
Yeah, that like I know a lot of people like me have overreactions to QBs and teams on the bad end. This was a vast overreaction, in my opinion, on the other side of things. Yes, I picked Utah to be in the playoff because I just don't know who that fourth team is yet. It's really hard to pick. And you lose against an SEC team on the road in the first week. If they win out, they're still probably going to get that fourth spot. I don't think
As
it
they
hurts
should.
them that much.
As they should.
Um, but I mean, you go from 38th all the way up to 12th, 26 spots, one of the biggest jumps in AP history
I love that.
because
I love it.
you beat Utah, Pac 12 team by 3 at home night. And they honestly, Utah just lost the game. Like they made the mistake.
Mistake.
They had it right there. They were in inside the 10-yard line or
Yeah,
15 and just threw a pick. I mean,
that's
they
it.
had a lot of mistakes. They drove the ball at will. Now, AR looks the part running. He still was a little inaccurate throwing the ball, but he's got a cannon for an arm. So
Yeah, he does.
I think they should have. I think they could have jumped. I think they still should have came into the top 25, but maybe
No
around
question.
2021.
Yeah.
I think 12 is just a little bit too much for the beginning of the year. I'm not saying they're not going to be great. I just don't know. It's again, it's the first week.
Yeah. I mean,
No
they're
one knows, and I think that's what they were saying. They were just like, we don't know. We're just going to throw them at 12 because they have a top 10 win.
they're putting an SEC team in there, just let them
Yeah.
go.
So, um, but a heck of a game, and that one, the 2 point conversion was dope that he made.
Yep.
He like spun off the dude, and that was a
Yeah,
cool.
he's an athlete for sure.
Yep, yep. There's no doubt about that. And then let's see, Ohio State Notre Dame, weird game, defensive game. We both picked Ohio State to absolutely blow them out of the water, and Ohio State just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they do
We
this.
knew Notre Dame wouldn't. I mean, they
Wow.
never have an offense. They weren't going to hang. You knew they weren't going to win this game, but I was still very surprised that it was within 11 points,
Yeah, I mean, it was what, 10 to
21-10.
no, yeah, but what was it at half? 10-7?
Yeah, I think Notre Dame was
They
up, if
were,
I'm not mistaken, or they were down 14-10. I'm not sure.
it- you know, Notre Dame gave them their all. They did everything they could. And that's what Ryan Day does is he makes adjustments. That's why he's a damn good coach. And Ohio State's gonna be fine. It's the first week. CJ Stroud's trying to get rhythm, trying to find
And
rhythm.
I think were they down a couple receivers? Maybe I think I read that.
I think
Not
somebody
their. I
got hurt.
don't obviously not.
The best wide receiver got hurt.
But
He got hurt and was out for the rest of
okay.
the day. He twisted an ankle or something. I think he's gonna be fine, but yeah, Ohio State's gonna be fine. It's just a game.
They're going to be fine, but I find myself comparing a little bit to last year. They're going to dominate and put up 65 points on these crappy teams that they play.
Yep.
But they just played I mean, regardless of what we think about Notre Dame, they have a solid ass defense. Excuse my
They're playing
language.
their asses off.
They play great defense. And every time Ohio State plays a great defense, Michigan had a pretty good defense last year. They just don't seem to be able to put the style points up on those teams. Understandably so, but with the firepower that they have, you'd think they could at least score 30 to 35 points,
They remind me of the Dallas Cowboys, to be
But
honest with
again, first game, still won beat a top 5 team by double digits. Again, I don't think Notre Dame should have been top 5. I think they were top 10 to 15. But the coach had them ready to play more than I've
you.
ever seen Brian Kelly have his boys ready to play in a big game. I
Did
was
you like my
impressed,
comment?
but still a really solid game. I mean, no complaints there. I'm trying to find, what did you think? What did you think about Auburn? I mean,
I think we're gonna be 6-6. I didn't. The defense didn't impress me much. TJ Finley's not there still. Don't get now. Let me back up. TJ Finley has improved. He's gotten better in the little things, but I still don't think it's going to be good enough for him to be successful in the SEC. Um, I really think Robbie Ashford's going to be our starting quarterback by the end of the year, and I think, to be honest with you, by Penn State, because TJ Finley can't make the mistakes that he made against Mercer. I mean, hell, dude, it's Mercer. You go against Penn State and you throw 2 picks, you're out of the game. You're out of the ball game like that. Snap a finger, man.
Maybe.
You can't do that.
Penn State ain't that strong this year.
Correct. I know, but still, just a big team like that.
No.
You can't do that. I really don't know how we're going to be. I don't think we're that strong and defensively like we normally are, and it's going to be a very long year. I think. I do. I don't have high hopes for us right now, which really upsets me. But
I'm kind of scared for Auburn, and
Yeah.
that is because their one bright spot is Big Tank. But when you don't have a passing game, it's very easy to game plan for the run game.
Yep. Make adjustments.
It just is. So, hopefully, whether it's TJ or Ashford, one of them keeps improving the whole year, and they keep doing their thing. But I don't know. I'm not giving an opinion on them just yet. I didn't even get to see them play, so I just know Tank went crazy.
I think we'll be battling for last place in the West with LSU and Mississippi State.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be coming down to those three. Are we going to be last? I don't know. Can we beat Mississippi State or LSU? I don't know. After I saw LSU, yeah, I think we can beat LSU. I think everyone can, but
one team that disgraced all of college football and especially the Big Ten is Iowa. What in the world was that? Yes, South Dakota State is a perennial powerhouse in the FCS, but again, it's the FC freaking S.
They didn't score a touchdown.
A field goal and two, you win 7-3 and you don't even score a touchdown. A field goal and 2 safeties.
I don't even know. We don't even talk about that game because I don't even know.
Why are you making these kids watch it from the hospital, man? Jesus.
I'm sure watch that game. I'm sure they're like, hey, mom or dad, just close the blinds.
Close the curtains, man. I can't watch this anymore.
I'm done watching this shit.
Oh, that was pitiful.
Yeah, come on, man. 7-3. I mean, there were a lot of people there too. They were excited for Iowa.
Iowa always packs it out, They generally pack it out.
7-3. They can't even score a touchdown. It's gonna be a long year for them. It's gonna be
just 2 more games. We're gonna. I forgot about the Arkansas Cincinnati game. I don't know how I forgot about that, but I think we both picked Arkansas -6.5. They won by 7.
Ooh, win.
It's a W. Man, I don't know. I can't even talk about this game because I'm just not sure. I never know what Arkansas is ever.
Some games are there.
I never know.
Nope, no idea.
Because I don't even know what Cincinnati is.
They didn't look like that great. Cincinnati's going to Cincinnati. They don't play anybody the rest of the year. That was the hardest game on their schedule, and they'll probably drop a couple games. They'll probably go 9-3, and they're going to be the same Cincinnati team that they have been.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't think so either. But
nothing surprised me.
I can't even comment on the game. I just don't know. I never know if Arkansas is going to be good or not. I truly don't.
They have fight. KJ Jefferson looked decent. He didn't look like he's improved much.
But he didn't look like, I swear to God, a month before the season starts, someone on SEC Network, and I don't remember who it was, said he's a combination of Tim Tebow and Cam Newton. Did you see that?
No.
No, did you see that Saturday? I know you didn't probably see it.
No.
Saturday? No. I was like, the dude said he has the best attributes of Tim Tebow and Cam Newton. I said, what are you talking about, man? About 2 of the one person had the best career probably in SEC history, and the other one had the best year in SEC history, if not college football history.
I mean, and you do that. I don't know. You can't compare that. KJ Jefferson's not that good.
Yeah, I don't know, but
that's just a bold
statement.
It's bold. I don't know how you can say that.
And then last,
let's talk about LSU.
Huh?
LSU.
Hold on. I was about to say, give me your thoughts on Brian Kelly's debut.
Pathetic. Didn't have his team ready. Nobody looked like they wanted to even play football out there. They have people arguing and fighting on the sideline. He has no control of the entire team. It was you had Cage. Was it Booty?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Booty,
supposed to be
Boudet,
Boutte.
Boutte.
He's supposed to be one of the best wide receivers, and he's complaining and being selfish and oh, I'm not getting the football, so I'm just gonna jog on this play. He had a touchdown in his hands. He wasn't even giving a shit. I
It's
just
like
I
he was scared to get hit, I think, on that play or something.
think
Like he
so
was
on
looking at
on
the
the
safety
post.
or
Yeah, I don't know. He just was not looking at all for the football, and the quarterback put it perfectly where it's supposed to be. He's looking. It's a touchdown. I just think he pouted. Brian Kelly just looked absolutely lost. He had no fire. The team didn't look like they wanted to play for him.
every single time they went over to him, it was
Just
like,
no passion. Like like Ed
no.
Orgeron, man. Ed Orgeron would die for LSU. Brian Kelly's just man. I don't know, man. It didn't look good at all to me.
And I think LSU fans are they were very pissed for the first 3 quarters, and they got a little bit of light, even though the PAT was blocked. But it's like, guys, the only time you see prevent is in those situations. Like the only reason those last 2 drives seemed so simple is because they were in prevent.
Yeah.
And they still, and that happens a lot. You see teams that go prevent and they end up almost losing
Yeah.
the game. That happens a lot. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of prevent unless there's like, you're on your own, they're on their own 30 and there's only like 10 seconds left, and
Yeah.
they just need to just start rattle or lateraling or something. But it's like, I didn't see anything, man. I mean,
The quarterback is not
their
impressive.
defense seemed pumped up and they were doing
Right.
all right in the first half. Jordan Travis looked good though for Florida State, but other than that, it's like no one had high expectations for Florida State. They've come off
Zero.
a bad year. Jordan Travis is all right, and Jared Verse looked the part for Florida State. That transfer from Albany, I'm very upset Tennessee
Fire.
did not get him because we were in the lead. We were the one who discovered him. We were in the lead, and then once we discovered him, everybody started hitting, and then we lost him to Florida State. But I just don't. I mean, there was no fire from him. He threw his kids under the bus like he always does at the end of the game.
Yep.
Um,
You got to take responsibility sometimes, man. You did
he
not
never
bring
does.
you did not have LSU out there ready to play that football game at
Well, you
all.
need to go look up. I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but he was at Notre Dame and the reporter was talking to him and was like, "How do you think you executed?" Something like that. And he was like, "Well, way our whole team played tonight, they all should be executed." That's an actual live interview after he played for like Florida State with Notre Dame a few years back.
Holy shit. Yeah, you can't say that, buddy.
But it's like he always throws his team under the bus, and it's like, yeah, sure, should there's no way that Brian Kelly coached the left end on the PAT to go after the outside guy and let the inside guy run in.
Dude,
But you
I
still got
go
to have
out
your
there.
kids
Put
prepared.
a put a helmet on me. I'm blocking somebody. It was a
Well, no, the
come on.
outside guy, you never touch the very end guy because there's no way if you're doing the correct things as a PAT, there's no way he can run all the way around and dive and
Yeah,
get to it. He goes, if you can see me, he goes out, and the last guy just runs right in between. It's like, what are you doing, guy?
it was pathetic, and you can't have that
Dude,
happen.
at that point though, I already had a field goal blocked. I just drove 99 yards. Just go for freaking
Go
two.
for it. Look, yep,
Hell, what do you have
agreed.
to lose at that point?
Yep. But anyways, that was just I think they're going to struggle. Their quarterback did not look good. He could run. He can get out of the pocket quick, and he can run.
Yeah,
Other than that,
their
they
line looked really bad too. I'm not gonna put it all. Jay, there was a lot of times
their D
Daniels
line.
kind of looked like Bo Nix and just freaked out and just started running.
Yeah,
But the O line was really bad too.
yeah.
Like they didn't give him any help.
That's
That's
what
for
I'm saying,
sure.
dude. I think LSU, Auburn, and maybe even Mississippi State. Maybe I don't know. Just depends. But I think we're definitely going to be
Will
fighting.
Rogers threw for like 450 yards on
But
like
that's what I'm saying.
he always throws like 60 passes.
Yeah, he's better than the our LSU and Auburn's quarterback. So like that's why I put Mississippi State above us. But like we're definitely fighting with LSU.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it. So what we got this weekend?
this week 2, we got some decent games. Um, game 1, the biggest game of the night, Alabama Texas. Alabama's -20.
You think that's the biggest game of the night?
I'm talking about like promoting wise. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
we're talking about is this is the biggest game of the night.
I get it.
Um, Alabama -20. I think that's a I think that's too low. Or I think it's too low. I think Alabama beats the living shit out of Texas, to be honest with you.
Didn't the last video you say something about Texas winning the Big 12?
I do, but still Alabama's here and Big 12's here. Like,
Will Anderson, that dude is.
dude,
I can't put
Texas,
if someone doesn't get him first pick, there's an.
I know. And you got Quinn Ewers, who is good, don't get me wrong. And I'm still high on him, but for him to play his second game ever, and you got to play against Alabama's defense, which is elite of the elite, he's gonna have some problems. I like Alabama minus 20.
Yeah, there's they have some bright spots. The Robinson kid, like I said last video, is awesome. They're running back. Ewers, he played all right last game. He didn't look amazing like people are saying, but he'll grow as the season goes on. He'll end up. He definitely has the arm. He has everything. He has all the talent in the world. Um, yeah, it's a hard game because it's 20 points, but it's like normally Saban, even if he's only up like 7 points at the end of the third quarter, he's worn the other team down, and then he's going to go cover.
He's yep.
He just loves to cover, man. I'm telling you.
He's
He did that against Tennessee. They were only up 7 with 10 minutes left in the fourth last year, and they ended up beating us by like 24. So I got Saban. He's one of those that you can truly trust to cover most of the time, as long as his team is fully healthy.
Mm-hmm. The next game is Arkansas, South Carolina. It's at Arkansas, and Arkansas is minus 8.5. What do you like?
I didn't see anything from Arkansas or from South Carolina last week. I didn't see much from Arkansas either, like I had said. But South Carolina just doesn't really play good anywhere besides at home. Usually, this is a different team. Who knows? And Spencer Rattler just looked really, really bad. So if it was me, I would be on my betting site and I would see what even going down 1.5 is like, because I don't know what Arkansas truly is. So I'm going down 1.5 all the way to 7. That could be like minus 135, minus 140 ish.
Why don't you like minus 7?
Like, yeah, if I bought a whole 1.5, yes, I would like take minus 7. I just don't know if that's like minus 140, minus 150. If it's in the minus 140 range, it's probably what I would take it at, because I'm just not sure
Minus
about
7 to
Arkansas.
minus 135.
Oh yeah, then I would just buy it down to 7. I think they do cut. My pick is Arkansas. I do think they get 8.5, but if I was betting, I would be more comfortable just taking them by a touchdown.
I'm going to edit this out, but we got 9 minutes, 25 seconds.
All right, let's get it.
We only have a couple more games, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to have to disagree with you. I don't think that Arkansas is 8 points better than South Carolina. I like South Carolina in the points. If later on in the week, I'm gonna kind of watch the line and see if it goes up or down. I'm hoping it kind of goes up because I like South Carolina plus 10 at minus 150. That's a lot of points in my opinion, especially for I think Spencer can do it, especially against a mediocre Arkansas team. I like South Carolina. I guess right now I'll go plus 9. It's minus 130. I like that, so I'll do South Carolina plus 9 on that. I think that's too many points. Um, I'm gonna save your game for last. Let's do Kentucky and Florida. It's in the swamp again, and Florida's minus 4.5. I like Florida, and I think, in my opinion, I'm gonna buy it down to 3. Let's see what we got it on this site. I do like I like Florida. Even if it's 3 even if it's 3, 4.5, 4, it doesn't really matter. I like Florida in a blowout at home against Kentucky.
I see. Yeah, I mean it's in the swamp. I think actually Kentucky 2 years. I think Kentucky might have 2 wins in a row against them, or 2 of the last 4, or something like that.
Oh, it's minus 5.5 on our website.
Man, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I thought it was 4.5. If I can get it down to 3, 5.5 is a lot. Are they a touchdown better than Kentucky?
I gotta in that touchdown better. Basically, are they 2 points better at home because they give you 3 points for being at home? Are they 2 points better? I do think they're better than Kentucky. I didn't see much from Kentucky last week or Will Levis at that. week 2 is going to tell us a lot either way on a lot of teams because
Yeah.
there's a lot more better games. We can actually see and tell who's who. But I got Florida in that. I just don't know how you could. Utah is better than Kentucky,
Yeah, no question.
and I just don't know how I could not pick Florida, even if it is -5. I would buy the half point for -5, but
Um, did I already do my mortal lock?
nope.
Stamp it. Mortal lock of the week. West Virginia -13 against Kansas. That's our next game. West Virginia -13. It's
Yeah,
at home at West Virginia. Kansas just beat Tennessee Tech 45-10 or 14 or something. West Virginia should have beat Pitt. And it's at home. They're gonna be loud, they're gonna be rowdy. I like West Virginia -13 against Kansas.
yeah. Kansas just sucks at football.
They're basketball
You know
school.
what? That's my reasoning. I'm sorry if people don't like my reasoning. They just suck at football, man. First home game, they should sell it out. West Virginia. I mean, it's the first home game of the year. Maybe have a little bit of confidence coming off that Pittsburgh game because they played pretty well against a ranked team. So minus, I mean, 2 touchdowns for sure.
No question. At home. We got Baylor and BYU. BYU is -3.5. What do you like?
In BYU, right?
It is at BYU, and we have it
All
at
right, so neutral site. They're basically
we have
dang. So they think BYU's better by a half point on a neutral site. I don't care. Let's get it. Money line, Baylor. I don't even need the points.
I don't even need it. Now, I don't know really much about Baylor.
Baylor's my pick to win the Big 12, so I kind of got to
What'd
ride
you
with
say?
them here.
What'd you say? What was your win?
Money line, Baylor.
+150.
Oh, give me it. I need a +150. I need it.
Interesting. Dude, you got to sprinkle. You got to sprinkle a little bit on that.
Nah,
I'm
man.
riding with you, dude. I like Baylor money line +150.
+150 is good value, dog. Come on.
Dude, good value. I don't
BYU may come out and beat the crap out of them, but I think
know
they'll keep
anything
it
about
close.
BYU, but I assume since Zach Wilson, they have been as good. And Baylor's the ninth best team in the country, and they have odds to win the Pac-12 or the Big 12. Yeah, let's take Baylor money line. I'll do it. Last game of the night, the Vols versus the Panthers in Pittsburgh. Let me give my reason first. I'll let you go. I like Tennessee blowing them out. Blowing them out by 24 or more, be honest with you. I don't think when they're at home, I don't think it's going to be that big of an advantage. Tennessee has played on the road in bigger stadiums, harder conditions. Well, just being in the SEC, I don't think being at home is going to do anything. I think Tennessee blows them out of the water. I don't think Slovis was even that good or impressive. Yeah, he ate up West Virginia's defense, but West Virginia is not that great. They haven't been in the past. I like Tennessee as a blowout.
Interesting. Well, I can tell you as a Vol fan, we never blow out teams in big games.
-6.5's -105. I think that's unbelievable odds. -105. Let's see. -6 1.
Well, the line started out like -3 for us, and it worked its way up to -7, and then
There was
they got
hammering
a half
Tennessee.
point. I mean, on paper, I think we're the better team, but Pittsburgh's home environment actually did kind of impress me last week, considering last year with Kenny Pickett with a better team, they seemed to never show up at the games. But that was a rivalry game. And I think there was quite a few WVU fans there too. You just can't really see because they're both blue and yellow.
Yeah.
I think the Vols will bring 15-ish probably. So hopefully that'll drown out some of the noise with some of the Vol fans kind of taking over there. Travel pretty well. But, at the end of the day, I just can't do it, man. I don't think Pittsburgh wins this game. I do think the Vols win it, but I'm going +7 Pittsburgh.
Wow, a touchdown.
I'm going Vols like a Man, I think it'll be high scoring too, like a
We're probably going to
45,
stay away though. You
38
don't
type
bet.
game. I'm
Are you
probably
going
going to stay away
to stay away?
unless I have the thinking, well, hey, if I bet them +7 and we lose, then I'll, at least I'll be depressed with some money,
With some money.
you know. But if I bet the Vols and we lose, then I'll just be depressed with negative money. So, um, I think I think it'll be a good game, 45-38 type game.
Yeah.
But 45-41, 45-41. Sorry, not 45-38.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, real quick, I'm gonna get this in. I got Auburn -23 versus San Jose State this weekend. It's at Auburn. Obviously, it's at home. We should beat them by more than 23 points. If we don't, we just suck. I don't know if I'll take it, but I do like Auburn -23. Other than that, that's a wrap for week 2. Hopefully, we do pretty well this weekend. Other than that, that's it. About to do part 2 for NFL, and we'll be posting 2 videos. We'll see y'all in a second.